Hello family, hello brothers and sisters, we're hoping that you're doing well. So guys, we've been talking about Diomaye, the president of Senegal, wanting so much to see Ecowas independent and to see it, taken away from the French and back to the African people and helping the African people and all that. And he is very hurt by the fact that the AES, that is the countries of Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger, are leaving Ecowas in January. That is 25, 26, 27, 28 of January 2025. They will be out of Ecowas. And we are very happy for that, because as per what Ibrahim, the president of Niger, said, this thing was taken by France back in 1994, and they said we should have left then, but they never did. This guy, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, the president of Senegal, was made the ombudsman when he went to visit Cote d'Ivoire, Alassane Ouattara. He went to Ghana. Wow, congrats to Ghana, by the way, you have a new president. So he went met the Nana Akufo-Addo, and then he went met Tinubu or Tibunu, the president of Nigeria. And this guy has been that gatekeeper who is saying, we still need to talk so that you don't leave Ecowas. But guess what? There was a Doha forum in Doha. I don't know what it was all about, but he was there. And this guy had an interview there where he was saying that Ecowas should be working together. Ecowas should be the one that is involved in fighting terrorism. All the countries of Ecowas, blah, 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 blah. But how can you do that when the funders of terrorism are the friends of some of those the friends of the presidents of some of those countries? It's impossible, right? But there's something that he said, and that's what we want to talk about, because our heart is crashing or breaking small or slowly by slowly, and we're hoping that this is not true. But what happened?
So, Bassirou Diomaye Faye announces progress in dialogue with Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger. Senegalese President Bassirou Diomaye Faye reported notable progress in his mediation mission with the authorities of Burkina, Mali and Niger, whose final departure from Ecowas is scheduled for January 2025. At the Doha Forum, Mr. Faye expressed his optimism about the possibility of avoiding the disintegration of Ecowas. While recognizing the reality of the Alliance of Sahel states, the Ombudsman also pleaded for a reform of the regional organization in order to better respond to current challenges. Senegalese President Bassirou Diomaye Faye emphasized the importance of continuing cooperation with Sahel countries, noting that this cooperation is crucial for fighting terrorism, addressing migration issues, and developing trade relations. He also pointed out that the Alliance of Sahel states is currently facing a terrorism threat, and it is essential to maintain strong ties between its members. Relations between Ecowas and the AES deteriorated after Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger withdrew, citing external influence and threats to their national interests. Nigerian President Bola Tinubu had earlier called on the Senegalese leader to facilitate the return of the AES countries to Ecowas.
There are two things here. Number one, when you're going fishing, you don't, mostly when you're using the fishing line and the hook, you normally look for some worm and you fix it on the hook and you throw it into the water and the fish will, that's the bait. So what this guy is doing, what Bassirou Diomaye Faye is doing is baiting. Like, Ecowas should be involved in fighting terrorism, in fighting migration, in blah, 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 all that. Because he wants them to come back. Another bait that he uses is, he's saying that we need to avoid disintegration of Ecowas as we recognize the existence of the AES. You see, it's like telling me, don't leave, just keep going on with your AES. But
we recognize you as you are.
You are, and you remain in Ecowas. But guys, let me tell you one thing. If And if these guys should go back to Ecowas, it should be under one condition, of which I don't want them to go back. Number one, all the countries of the Ecowas should introduce the same laws chasing out the French, just like the three countries. And I will tell you this, if you go to all the countries of Ecowas where France was the colonizer, they are still being colonized. And I'm saying this as one, their roads, their rails, their ports, their airports are owned by the French. Number one, all their infrastructure is owned by the French. The French live in those posh places all the time. If you know, like for example, if you have a plane, like you are from Ghana, it's a Ghanaian airline going to South Africa. They pay tariffs by landing in South African airports. They pay to the South African government. In Senegal, they pay to the French government. Okay, the same for the port. You see, the people of Senegal pay tolls to use the roads, right? They don't pay to the Senegalese government. They pay to the French government. And the French government doesn't pay any money for having their road there in Senegal. So they are still colonized. So if he, a colonized guy, would want other people to become colonized, these people should say no.
To return to slavery.
So to Ibrahim Traore, to Koita Assimi, and to Abdurrahman Tiani, continue saying no. May that nonsense of whatever never bear any fruit.
Now Ghana has a new president. We don't know what to expect with all of these ECOWAS talks. Come back to ECOWAS. My bet is they will now hold hands.
We saw Ibrahim Traore congratulating him, you know, because he
supports them. Of course, he's a colleague.
He supports them.
Just a president like he is. We don't know if Ghana will eventually be free from everything, and whether Ghana will now start saying, you guys need to come back to ECOWAS. You know, I'm now here. Trust me, my friend, my brother will recognize you. Because this recognition, I mean, we don't even need them to be recognized. As much as, you know, as long as the people, the citizens of these three countries recognize their governments as the governments in charge, as the government that are capable of taking them to greater heights, anybody else can recognize or not recognize. It doesn't matter. Even the AU itself can choose not to recognize the areas. But as long as the citizens are saying, this is our government, we will respect, we will protect, and we will just, you know, we will look up to them to say this is the only people that are going to take us to a better Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. I don't know.
I think he's still someone's puppet, because I don't like when he keeps on insisting.
Faye and his ECOWAS talk, sometimes you feel like he's now, you know, waking up and saying France will have to go with their army. Next thing he's back to ECOWAS. I will not trust Faye.
But I think, although I think Faye wants ECOWAS to be independent, but I don't think he gets it. Guys, let us know what you think in the comment section. We are not amused, but keep supporting us by buying us coffee, supporting us by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Super chat, super thanks. We see you in the next video. Bye.